the public would like to know that its government is behaving properly and effectively in all respects. It cannot do so if the information that the Premier holds he keeps either between himself or with the Department of Public Service and Administration. And so the report to which he alludes, is the Premier going to allow us to read this report? The various individuals that have failed the audit, is he going to allow us to look at the reports which indicate who failed and on what basis they failed?
Noting that lifestyle audits became mandatory for all national and provincial departments in South Africa on the 1st of April 2021, can the Premier please explain, 1, who is required to go through the process of lifestyle audits? 2, has the Gauteng provincial government conducted lifestyle audits on members of the executive? If yes, what is the progress? If not, why not? And 3, what is the intended outcome of lifestyle audits? Thank you.
Honourable Premier, can you please reply to the honourable member's question?
Thank you so much, Chair of Chair. Thank you so much, Honourable Linti Mekwe. Truly appreciate your question. Regulation 22 of the Public Service Regulation 2016 guides the heads of department in analysing ethical and corruption risk as part of the departmental risk management process. Lifestyle audits are therefore considered a risk management tool to prevent and detect fraud and corruption in the public service. Furthermore, the framework and strategy for implementing lifestyle audits as developed by the Department of Public Service and Administration seek, amongst others, to provide clarity on the concept of lifestyle audits, outline the methods to be applied in the public service to conduct lifestyle audits, and to ensure cooperation between the different role players. In March 2021, the Department of Public Service and Administration issued a guide to departments and government components on implementing lifestyle audits in their respective institutions. Since the 1st of April 2021, conducting lifestyle audits in the public service has become compulsory for all national departments, provincial departments, and government components. I want to emphasize that point. Since the 1st of April 2021, Chair of Chairs, conducting of lifestyle audits in the public service has become compulsory for all national departments, provincial departments, and government components. Departments and government components have been requested to report annually on lifestyle audits to the Department of Public Administration. The offices of the Premier and provinces are required to consolidate the information before it's submitted to the national department. I indicated during the 2023 State of the Province address, amongst others, that the Gauteng provincial government is subjecting its public servants to public lifestyle audits. The Office of the Premier has considered the lifestyle audits and it has followed them up on a risk-based approach. As such, the lifestyle audits for certain categories are centralized at the Office of the Premier. This process has been phased in as follows, Honourable Member Mekwe. The first phase involved all members of the Executive Councils, the MECs, including the Premier. The second phase involved the Director General, heads of department, and Chief Executive Officers of entities. The third process, or the third phase, which is currently being conducted, involves all high-risk areas like supply chain management, finance unit in the Gauteng provincial government. As indicated, we have conducted lifestyle audits of all the HODs, and we are the only province that have publicly released the lifestyle audits of our HODs. These lifestyle audits were not conducted by ourselves, Honourable Member. The lifestyle audits were conducted by the SIU on our HODs, the DG, and the heads of department. And we invited the SIU to release that report, and that report was released publicly. Your second question on whether the Gauteng government conducted lifestyle audits for members of the Executive Council, the answer is yes. During the era of Premier Makura, we were all subjected to lifestyle audits. When we made changes to the Executive Council, there were 4 MECs that needed to go through the lifestyle audits. They've went through the lifestyle audits, we are waiting for their outcome. When we also went through the changes in the when we started the 7th administration, 3 additional MECs on their own accord voluntarily agreed to go through their lifestyle audits. That's MEC Vuyiswa Ramokgopa for Agriculture and Rural Development, MEC Sheila Mary Peters, responsible for environment, and MEC Bonginkosi Tlamini, responsible for eGov. These MECs join the 4 MECs that will be part of this lifestyle audits, confirming that we want to lead by example as the Executive Council. What is the intended outcome of the lifestyle audit, as your next question, Member? It is important to note that lifestyle audits are a critical and legitimate management tool and form part of the department's system of risk management in the prevention and detection of fraud and corruption. The purpose and functions of the lifestyle audit are as follows: to establish the financial profile of employees regarding declared income against known and observed assets. 2, to understand the sources of income, whether a person is living above or his legal financial means. 3, to prevent and detect risk of fraud, corruption, and unethical conduct. 4, to obtain sound evidence for unexplained wealth by identifying undeclared sources of income. And lastly, to detect conflicts of interest that have impact on the productivity of public service employees. There are 4 HODs that failed lifestyle audits, 4 of them. We've given them an additional 3 weeks to comply and give us additional information that was required by the SIU. Failure to comply with this, they will be subjected to disciplinary hearing that can end up with the termination of their contract if we really believe there are risks in running our department. The DG has been given that mandate to monitor this aspect, and we've also given them letters to indicate that this aspect is non-negotiable. They must provide the information that is required to the SIU and rectify the negative outcome of their lifestyle audits, or they will be subjected to disciplinary process. The intended outcome of conducting lifestyle audits include, amongst others, the following: to identify weaknesses in internal controls, to curb fraudulent and corrupt activities, to strengthen internal controls, and to promote ethical culture, and to promote overall effectiveness of the organization. And we are proud, as the Gauteng government, that we are the lead province in the country to ensure that we comply with these requirements without further delay. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Premier. Honourable Mekwe, any supplementary question? A short remark?
Just a short remark, Chair of Chairs. I want to congratulate the Premier on the response, because we're hearing noises out there that says the Premier doesn't want to do lifestyle audits, but the report is out there. And I'm sure colleagues will go and check that information because those lifestyle audits have been done. And in terms of what will happen to those that have failed the lifestyle audits, I think it is clear that they will be given a chance to actually put their case forward and be able to undergo DC if need be. So there's nothing that is being hidden. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Mekwe. Is there anybody in the members want to have a supplementary question? A question, a supplementary. Honourable Moriarty.
Thank you, Mr. Chair of Chairs. I rise in terms of Rule 138, subsection 9, which says I may make an additional remark, and that's what I intend to do. So the Premier, via a question that is obviously a set-up question, but that's fine, this is all fair, this is a democracy, has given us a statement of the processes which actually, to his credit, he's actually given us this kind of information before. So we are advised that it happens, which is all well and good. But if I look at the Constitution in Clause 114, subsection 2, This legislature is required to oversee the executive functions that he does. We oversee. That's the emphasis that I want to make here. Now, it is in a matter of public interest that the public would like to know that its government is behaving properly and effectively in all respects. It cannot do so if the information that the Premier holds he keeps either between himself or with the Department of Public Service and Administration. And so the report to which he alludes, is the Premier going to allow us to read this report? The various individuals that have failed the audit, is he going to allow us to look at the reports which indicate who failed and on what basis they failed? Because unless we have that kind of public information, all of the process that he's doing actually is in violation of Clause 114 of the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Moriarty. Honourable Masilela.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would like to ask the Premier, because we just heard now of those 4 HODs that failed, can they be known with names and surnames? Thank you.
Honourable Premier. Sorry, Honourable Premier. There's another one. Honourable Nseke.
Thank you, Chair of Chairs. Listening to the Premier, he said 3 people volunteered from the executive. May I ask why people volunteered and were not encouraged to actually go through the...
Which rule are you rising on?
138 subsection 9. Here's my rules book. I know my rules.
Thank you.
A question to the Premier, Chair of Chairs, is why people volunteered and were not told to go through the audit report. Thank you, Chair.
Honourable Premier, can you reply to the questions, please? Thank you, Honourable Premier.
Thank you so much, Chair of Chair. Let me start with Honourable Member Nseke. The lifestyle audits that we conduct as a Gauteng government are outside the regulation of the Department of Public Service and Administration. The Department of Public Service and Administration means they relate to the DG HODs. So the MECs are outside that. That is why we persuade them and get concurrence with them. And when this matter was raised, and I'm proud of them, none of them hesitated. They raised their hand and that they are ready to go through the lifestyle audit. And for that, we praise them and we salute them and want to thank them once more. Member Maslela, we don't hide names. The problem is that there was a press conference where we released these names. But because this is not our report, we don't want to be a player, referee, and a goalkeeper at the same time. We invited the people that conducted the lifestyle audit and invited them to release the report. They did it publicly. So if you want the name and other thing, the SIU can give you that name, including what Member Moriarty is raising. I don't understand in terms of Section 114 of the Constitution that we are overseeing this thing. We are not hiding anything. We have invited somebody to conduct the lifestyle audit. They came, conducted the lifestyle audit, and they released the report. What is an obligation to us is that report, we must take it to the Public Service Administration, which is an arm of government that produces annual reports. And they will get it in that report as well, when that part of it. So we didn't want to be a player and a referee like the Western Cape. The Western Cape appointed a private firm, and that private firm could not even get an MEC's qualifications were wrong. So we used state institutions, and state institutions have filed a report on our behalf, and that report is publicly available. If anyone wanted, you just correspond with the SIU advocate Mutibi, and they will use that discretion to make that report available. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that.